Hey guys, if you live in a multifamily unit, you're going to want to listen to this because your rent could possibly be going down. My name's Ethan Rapier, and I'm going to go into what vacancy rates are doing for multifamily units. So, start with I went out to Keller Williams Family Reunion out in Las Vegas a couple weeks ago, and we always do a State of the Union address, which basically is Gary Keller and his team going through about 3 hours worth of slides on numerous topics and different data. And I'm going to go through that with you all, pull it up, and tell you some really interesting stuff. What I wanted to start with first is the number one thing that jumped off at me at the screen because I think it really pertains to people in Clark County, Indiana. And that is that vacancy rates have hit its highest since 2011. So we hit 6.1% vacancy rate nationally. And that got me thinking, is that going to affect us here? Because I see the chat rooms. We don't have chat rooms anymore, but I see all the groups on Facebook about how much multifamily that they're building in Clark County, and you've got numerous different ones like Thompson Square, Bolton Ties, Nicholas Landing. Charlestown actually has two on the corner of Market Street. So everywhere you go, you just really start seeing these popping up everywhere. And as we know, for the last several years, inflation and prices of everything have just continued to skyrocket. So, in the housing sector, you used to be able to rent a 3-bed, 1 or 2 bath house for $1,000, $1,100. I mean, depending on where you're at, you're $1,500, $1,600. In some cases, I've got a friend who's renting one out in Jeff for $2,000. So, what is actually going to drive this? Well, we live in a really unique area with what River Ridge, and that's what I think is pushing a lot of this. We have a lot of new businesses coming into the area. You just had Meta announce in 2024 that they're building a huge data center. The Cheesecake Factory is putting in a new factory to make their cheesecakes. Not the actual restaurant, but to actually make their cheesecakes. And then we've had, for the last several years, we've already had Amazon out there, Bose, Kroger's health facility's been out there for a couple years now. So they continue to bring new jobs in to the area and into Clark County, and these folks have to have places to live. So what's going to be interesting is I think we're really going to be tied to the success of business, and in this case, the success of, the nation. So we're going to have to see what happens in the economy, and I'm not going to get political on here and get in with the tariffs, although I am going to do another video on the tariff income, and it's going to be interesting. But if those businesses continue to do very well, and over the next couple years they are successful, I don't know that you will see rent go down. Our inventory as of this recording in Southern Indiana is 852 homes available for sale, and that's across not Clark County, that's across 8 counties that we consider our market. Okay, so those folks moving in to take jobs at this business center or at these businesses that are opening up, there's a very slim picking for them to buy, and this doesn't take into account what are new homes and what are resales. There's probably 150 new homes in here. But that's going to take, there's not a lot of homes to buy, so folks are going to rent. And they're going to rent in these. So it's going to be the old discussion of supply and demand. What's going to happen if we continue to do well economically as a nation and these businesses keep growing and keep coming here? We're not going to see that fall. If we flatten out a little bit, and depending on their growth and their hiring patterns, You know, you may see rent fall a little bit, but nationally, that's interesting. And I'll say that again, the first time since 2011, multifamily vacancy rates hit 6.1%. The other stat that's really interesting, and I don't know if this is at face value or if it's in thousands or hundreds, but we nationally only started 329 multifamily. I don't think it's 329,000, but in trying to be correct, I want to make sure what I'm saying is right. But only 371 were started last year. The trend dating back to 1966 is 329. So we're only 42 over the national trend. So that's going to be kind of interesting as well on if it's going to drive up supply and rent and things like that. Hey, I'm going to be doing a lot more of these videos. Check us out on Google. If you know anybody looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, we would love to help them. We'll be posting on here consistently now. I'm going to break down all these slides. Love for you to subscribe and follow us. Thank you.